I actually it wasn't me who really wanted to start it. I had a business partner. He just passed.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like a week ago.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we just we closed out one adventure. We were talking about it. I don't know, like about a year ago. Before, hey, let's do a painting business. And he just kind of reminded me of that and wanted to start it up. Yeah, he's the one who really got it rolling, pushed me to do it. So I wouldn't have even started it without him.
Man.
He bet on me a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and he bet on me again, and I'm gonna keep it rolling and make it do really well, just
For
like
sure.
everything else. This is probably one of his last bets. I'm gonna make sure it's a good one.
Before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our amazing, wonderful, fantastic, great sponsors that make this show possible. One of our sponsors is Recon Marketing. Recon is the fastest growing social media marketing agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. Our next sponsor is Atmos Planning. Atmos Planning is changing the way business owners and real estate investors are served by the financial industry. Their website is atmosplanning.com, ATMOS Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than anything on the market in El Paso County and southern Colorado. Sheath Underwear. Sheath Underwear has a pouch for the boys. It is everyday underwear for every man. 100% money back on the first pair if you don't like it. Visit sheathunderwear.com and enter the code COSBP20 to get 20% off your order. The People's Tiny House Festival is the nation's largest gathering of simple living, featuring van conversions, bus conversions, and tiny houses, of course. Catch the event in Loveland, Colorado, July 16th and 17th at the Ranch Events Complex.
Get your tickets at peoplestinyhousefestival.com/tickets.
That's right. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today I'm sitting here with Ryan Pope of Colorado Paint Professionals, right? That's your business?
Yep.
Yeah. How's that been going?
Oh, pretty good. Getting really, really busy.
Okay. Busy, good. And this is a pretty new business, right?
Yeah, pretty new. 6-7 months.
Okay. So you haven't experienced your winter yet
No.
as a business.
No, not yet.
Okay. I think we could crank you up a little bit too. Are you sounding good?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm sounding good. I just sound good. Nice. But yeah, so yeah, we're about to learn more about your business, Colorado Paint Professionals, why you started this business, why painting, and everything. But first, we're gonna roll the intro music, and then we'll get started.
All right.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. So, it's going to be weird. I almost called you Ryan, and it felt wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you go by Pope, which is your last name, and that's why I dressed very nice today, because I heard the Pope was coming, and I was kind of like disappointed that it wasn't the Pope.
I know. I just come in here looking like somebody's dad.
Yeah. I was like expecting the Pope, and I was like, Dad?
Yeah, I know. Okay, I got my New Balances on.
Nice.
They got green grass stains on them from 3 summers ago.
Okay. So Colorado Paint Professionals. What made you want to start a painting company?
I actually it wasn't me who really wanted to start it. I had a business partner. He just passed.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like a week ago.
Oh wow.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, we just we closed out one adventure, and it was time to start another. I was kind of like I don't know, like sad. I didn't have anything to do. I always got to be doing something, pushing towards something. And we were talking about it. I don't know, like about a year ago. Before, hey, let's do a painting business. And he just kind of reminded me of that and wanted to start it up.
Is it because you know how you do paint? You've done it before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I did. I've done pretty much everything.
Okay.
So.
And you were like, and you guys just revisited that idea.
Yeah. He just saw I was sad, and he's like, hey, let's go start this. He's the one who got it really really moving.
Yeah, and I'm aware because we're friends, similar friend group too. So yeah. I'm aware of that happened. I didn't know that he was your business partner in this company though.
Yeah, no, he's the one who really got it rolling, pushed me to do it. So I wouldn't have even started it without him.
Man.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's been a rough week,
Yeah.
definitely. But
Yeah.
he always he bet on me a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and he bet on me again, and I'm gonna keep it rolling and make it do really well,
For
just like
sure.
everything else.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that. So what's your plans? How are you planning to grow? What does that look like? Have you put thought into that?
Oh yeah. You're just talking about it being like a winter, my first winter.
Yeah.
And I was kind of worried about it too. Summertime it's rolling exteriors, but I'm not having any trouble.
Good. Good.
I've gotten to the point now where I've done more exteriors and haven't posted an ad in over a month. I keep getting phone calls,
Mm-hmm.
and then repeat customers. They know somebody or their landlords.
Mm-hmm.
Just picked up a contractor that works with all the insurance companies. Just did a pretty big project for them.
Nice.
And it's going to be pretty consistent, so I don't think I'm going to have trouble this winter.
That's good because I know
Yeah.
with a lot of construction type businesses, and painting is I would put that in that realm. I mean, you're constructing paint, I guess, but it's in the construction realm. It is. It
Yeah, it
definitely
is.
is.
It's the finishing part.
Yeah.
We're the one who covers up all their imperfections.
Yeah.
It's good and bad. It's the last thing the customer sees. So,
Mm-hmm.
if a contractor that came in before us, they're pretty sloppy or they didn't patch things properly, we actually have to go back and patch them. Because they're
Oh.
they're going to blame us. We're the last people that touched it. They
Mhm.
take a look at it. It didn't look very good. That goes on us. So we have to make sure we prep everything, make everything perfect, smooth, crisp lines.
For sure. And so when that happens, it's basically typically the same contractor that's hiring these different companies, essentially. And how do you mitigate without having to do extra work? Do you just
You
you
just do
just
the
bite that
extra.
bullet?
Yeah, you just do the extra
Okay.
work. When I'm doing the bids, I have to look out for all that. So when I first started, I wasn't looking out for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to pay the consequences, by, working extra hours
For
to
sure.
get that fixed. And yeah,
And
big learning curve.
yeah, that actually teaches a lesson a little bit better too. If you
Oh yeah.
have to suck it up and bite the bullet. Yeah, that's cool. So paint. Do you do the interiors and the exterior?
Oh yeah, I do interior, exterior, stucco repair, drywall repair, siding. I can actually do pretty much anything. It's
Okay.
just I think painting is a good base,
Mhm.
and there was a big need for it. And especially like for decent contractors that actually show up. Like I can't tell you how many times a customer is just shocked I actually showed up.
Oh wow, that's not good.
Yeah, not only that, usually it's we get everything done on time, exactly how we said we're going to do. It's been a little less lately because it's just me by myself. So there was
Okay.
a huge learning curve there. I think last week was the first time I actually got behind. I actually had to like call people and tell them, hey, I'm a little bit behind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because everything with Derek and
Yeah.
stuff.
Was
Yeah.
he? Was actually like involved in the
Oh,
in the
yeah.
painting side too as well?
Yeah, no, and Derek, he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Okay.
Like it was like being in two places at once. Pretty hard to replace that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the co-visionaries behind the
Oh, yeah.
company too. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you just make things work.
For
He
sure.
always made things happen, and yeah, we had that kind of relationship. He'd get things rolling. He could, he's like magical. He could just make things work.
Mm-hmm.
He just needed somebody, to get things finished.
Mhm.
So somebody you could actually count on to get the work done, which, believe it or not, is really hard to find nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was kind of like his right hand with certain things.
Mhm.
Just made sure those things got done.
And he was your left.
Huh? Yeah, I guess left, maybe the legs.
Yeah.
He really bet on me
Mm-hmm.
big time. When somebody bets on you, you have to get it done.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, customers bet on you when they sign that contract. They're betting on you to get it done. You better get it done.
For sure. There's pressure to that for sure.
Yeah, a little bit until it just becomes habit.
Yeah.
I was like late for the first time completing a project. I set everything up with invoicing, automatic payments. Everything's automatic. For the
Nice.
first time, I was not on time. It actually like withdrew. funds. I had to fix it really fast, but I didn't know how to do it because I've never been through that before. Yeah.
I experienced
Yeah.
something like that a couple months ago, actually. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit. She's like, this is unprofessional, and I was like, oh, how do I fix this? I'll hook you up or
Yeah.
something, like we'll try to. And she because I tried to. It's the way you handle things that people if you can make mistakes, but it's like the way you handle it that people respect. And it was cool. It was all good.
Yeah, no,
Like-
that's true. No, luckily he was really cool about it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I handled it the right way. I explained everything. Yeah, this is the first time I haven't completed something on time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened twice. I had another lady. She was getting her home ready to, rent out, and I was late with that. And then I said, hey, I'll come over this week, and get it done. And then stuff just kept piling up. Derek passed, that put things further behind. Plus just dealing with it was just, it was
Definitely,
rough,
yeah.
and, the majority of like, I guess staff, I'd say they more work with us, help us get it done. They're not really like our workers or employees, they're more of, it's more of just a team thing. And I just really appreciate their help. But, you can't expect them to work when something like that happens, so you got to give them their time, and part of, being the owner is you've got to push through those times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my job. I just make sure it's getting done no matter what's happening. So, but anyways, we ended up getting it done. Had a long day that day. I usually start around 5 a.m. and I didn't get completed with everything for that day till about 1 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Then I go back. I start at 5 a.m. again, dark to dark. And without Derek, it's been 7 days a week like that for almost a month now.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so it's been pretty crazy. So this is actually my first day, like, not doing that stuff. So
Okay.
it's kind of weird.
Well, I'm glad you came down and did this and are talking about it.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. I can imagine how rough that can be, and the fact that you're still pushing through. I mean, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, he started the company for me. He saw us sad. He knew I had a lot of potential, and he pushed to get it done. Because I was sitting there. I remember when we first started it, I got really sick, and I mean, I was out like sick as a dog for 2 weeks. And I always thought it'd be better. I'd be better, but no, I just kept dragging on and on. And I was like, no, don't post the ads, don't do that. He's like, I'm doing it, and he just posted. He got it rolling. He just forced it into existence. I wanted to have more infrastructure set up, so it was a little messy at first, but I'm really glad he pulled the trigger, the way he did. Didn't listen to me, just said, let's get it rolling. Posted that ad, and it's just been a big learning curve ever since. But I mean, every day you're going up a level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that ad generating leads?
Oh yeah, right away. I mean,
Nice.
it's crazy what the need is for painting of all
Okay,
things, and
yeah.
just contractors. Everybody does all this stuff for marketing. All we do is post a Craigslist ad once a week, and I mean, the phones they're ringing off the hook to the point where I'm kind of picking and choosing, projects.
Yeah.
What's going to make sense. I guess until there's a bigger workforce, but no, it's going more work than I can even handle.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
the demand is obviously there. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like the house, like so many people are moving here, so many houses are being built, and there's a shortage, and even before COVID, there was a shortage in like, what do they call it, skilled labor or
Yeah, they do. They call it skilled jobs. And when I post ads, I don't just post there in the skilled job section. I go where are landlords looking.
Yeah.
So I'll post ads there. I'll post ads for stucco. I'll separate the ads. So since I do stucco repair, I'll have a headline that says stucco repair.
Okay.
And fast too, because I know these landlords are trying to get things moving, and tenants, they're not always leaving these houses the nicest, so they want to flip that property as fast as possible,
For
get new
sure.
tenants in there. So just make sure I say fast. And I'll prioritize a lot of those things, so they get done fast. It just depends. You talk to these customers, what their timelines are, what they want done, and you just try to balance that with the resources that you have, and the workers that you have. getting better at it as time goes on.
No, for sure. I mean, you're still pretty new at it too.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way anymore, but gosh, it's crazy. I'm getting a lot better at it though.
Mm-hmm. So Craigslist is your main source
Yeah.
of leads, and now word of mouth kind of building.
Yeah, no, that's how it started. Now it's I know this person, they need, I'm getting a call from them, or it's the same customer over and over again. They have a lot of properties.
Okay, yeah.
You do that first one right.
You do a good job,
do it
yeah.
fast. I make it simple for them, e-contracts, because some of these landlords, they live out of state, so I just do e-contracts, send them, all the pictures. Hey, I got it done. And they just pay online and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, I just try to make it convenient for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that feels exciting. I can see a little spark in your eye too talking about it.
Oh, it is. Yeah, efficiency is like one of those things I'm always trying to improve. It's great. So I do that with the process too. So when I walk into another home, I have a process that I go through. I'm always trying to tweak it just to make it a little bit more, just efficient.
Okay.
For example, when we're doing exteriors, you're working at like really, really high places,
40-foot ladders.
Yeah, 40-foot ladders, and going up and down that ladder takes forever. So,
setting it up is a pain.
Yeah, so I set everybody up with a bucket with everything they need, so they go to that spot once and it's done.
Okay.
They never go to that spot again. You have to be very thorough that first time. That way we're not going up and down the ladders.
Yeah, well, that's inefficient. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do things like that. Not taking shortcuts. You'll get in a time crunch. You're gonna want to take that shortcut, but it's a long cut. It's not a shortcut.
What's a shortcut look like?
You mask a little less, let's say, and you just use a spray shield, right?
Okay.
Overspray goes somewhere. And you're gonna have to clean that off. And you're gonna have to go back where you damage something. You've got to do everything correctly. You can't make those shortcuts.
For sure.
You got to do everything right, or else you're sitting there scrubbing that overspray off.
It's not a shortcut.
No, it never is. And I make sure, I preach process to everybody. You got to do everything right.
Okay, so it sounds like you have some. You didn't call them employees. You called them helpers or
Yeah, they just come in, they help me. They all have their own things that they do. They're all really talented. One of them, he paints cars. He's a mechanic, very talented painter. And I just kind of find their strong points. And this is how I'm also efficient is with resources is the person's really good at masking. He tapes off cars all the time. He's great at masking, so I can send him to a location separately to go mask something. And then I can send in, myself or another person to do the painting. So you just kind of find their strong points, and just have them do that one thing.
Yeah. When
they can. It's weird because a lot of times they can't work when you need them to, or they thought they could, and they have, families, and you can't get in the way of family. That's why people go to work. They go to work for their family. So it's pointless to just work and dedicate yourself to work. So I've got to be flexible with that, which I couldn't do at first because I don't understand that. I've been a bachelor forever.
Okay.
I plan on keeping it that way. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody tells me what to do. I just get to do whatever I want. I can do a 20-hour day. Nobody's gonna at me for that. Nobody.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna, like the way I've been this past month. Nobody's gonna put up with that. They're gonna start getting with the Amazon Prime man. Yeah, I don't got time for them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm going to have a kid, and it's going to be Amazon Prime guy's kid.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have someone else to impregnate your girlfriend.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so that's why I just keep it simple. Just keep to myself right now until things are really rolling, and I've gotten to that point where I've found that right hand. Somebody that can do everything.
You haven't got, or you have?
I don't anymore.
Oh,
I used to, man. And I mean, he'd just make it work. He'd do everything. Wasn't ashamed to do anything. One of the things both of us, talked about before was with like our workers, or they're still not really workers, but helpers and stuff is never ask them to do something you're not going to do yourself.
Okay.
So when it comes to like the more dangerous stuff, like the heights or like the more difficult things, like I make sure I do that.
Okay.
Unless they're really comfortable doing that, but usually it's me
It's hard to find someone that's really comfortable going in those really sketchy areas.
Yeah, you got to slowly like condition yourself, because like the wind's going to blow.
Yeah.
And if they're not used to that or how to handle that, it's going to freak them out. So I don't make them do that. I do all that stuff, all the high stuff for right now until I find, until they're comfortable with it. A lot of them are.
I don't think I could ever get comfortable with it. I know when I was doing downspouts and gutters and all that stuff, like being high up on certain things, like holding, like trying to get the downspout on there, and you're like 40 feet up there, and it's like every single time I would be that high, I would still like not like it. I'd be like, why am I doing this every fucking day?
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it is like that. You're just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then the wind starts blowing, and so then I'm listening to the trees so I could get down on the ladder, and I just sit there.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, don't blow me over. And you're just kind of listening for the wind, and then you're like, okay, I climb back up real quick, get more done, but you're listening for the trees and the wind to see how windy it's going to actually get. And you got safety equipment, but you're training yourself to the ladder. It's like, okay, if I fall off this ladder's coming with me.
That's the thing. We probably didn't do it right. We didn't strap up when we went that high just because it was like it would slow us down, and we got paid per foot that we would lay. So like the more footage we could lay in an hour, the more money we could make.
Yeah, no, I put the safety first, especially with them. If I want to take those kind of risks, like I take those risks myself.
Yeah.
I won't do that to them, but no, I get you. They usually feel the same way, and it's just not adequate safety equipment when you're just on a ladder. Now, if they're on roofs or we're doing higher things,
strap it down.
Yeah, there's certain things to strap on, or you're using one of those lifts, for the really tall buildings. They can strap to the lift, and it's actually effective.
Okay.
So
like with painting with lift, I think.
Yeah.
That's like painting with a twist.
Yeah.
That's amazing. A lift.
Yeah.
Screw a ladder, just buy a lift.
Yeah.
You just go. I could like get so many downspouts done.
No, it's pretty efficient.
Yeah, but it costs a lot more. Big investment, right?
Yeah, it is, and then like you got to have people like licensed to operate it, and rules. They just slow everything down, make everything more difficult than it has to be.
For
but
sure.
That's just the way it is.
We could attach like a human-sized drone. That'd be even better. Like, or a jetpack. That's one thing I was doing when I was doing gutters. I was like, if I had a jetpack, dude, I could just go up there and just connect it.
Yeah, I know. Give it another like 10 years, and then we'll have that. Nobody's gonna use ladders anymore.
Exactly. Well, it's gonna be a drone that's like just programmed to
you
go
just
up and down.
Strap yourself onto a drone.
No, you don't even strap yourself. You give the drone a spray gun, and the drone just goes shh. It's programmed by itself, and it just follows.
That's exactly probably how it's gonna go too.
Yeah.
No, that it is. It's it's true. Like everything's getting automated these days.
Well, what's cool about things get automated, it opens us up to focus on different kinds of things.
Yeah.
I believe in automation. I believe in things getting efficient. When we started doing like product lines and things like that. 100 years ago, certain things when those things happened, it opened up doors for us to focus on different areas and build in different arenas, and I'm a big believer in that.
Oh yeah, no, and you definitely have to do it these days. Labor costs are skyrocketing. I've got to convince somebody to climb 40 feet on a ladder. There's a shortage of employees. I've got to pay them quite a bit. You got In-N-Out paying $19 an hour. For people to do that, which granted, it's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah.
Like you can see how fast they're moving in there.
And keeping them too. I mean, you gotta want to make sure they want to stay because they're hard to find.
Yeah, no, there's got to be that incentive. So like, I've got to maximize my hours with them. I've got to make them be more productive, even without knowing it, by just having a better process. That's how I have to do it. But yeah, it's hard. Yeah, convince somebody to do that. You got to pay them quite a bit. And then your cost goes up. And then it's got to make sense for, the customer too. It's got to be affordable for them.
Yeah, Or exactly. You get more efficient on certain things.
Yeah.
Like maybe you build your own robot and you patent it, and now you just sell that.
Yeah, no, it's true. I can see that happening in the future. There's some things. Another reason I chose painting was it's a little harder to automate. Like all the other stuff, yeah, it's going to be really easy to automate. Painting's one of those things where, yeah, you can have that, but you're still going to need somebody to do the detailed stuff.
For sure.
Because it's not just painting. There's a lot more to it. Like you can mess it up. Big time. I didn't think that at first. I'm like, oh yeah, painting. Anybody can go paint. I did that when I was 5, like finger painting sailboats and stuff. But no, there's a lot you can mess up on. There's a process. There's a certain way you have to do things. There's different kinds of paints. You know, and you got to learn all that. Kind of had to learn all that on the fly. And what kind of tape to use. Everybody thinks about that. Like the most expensive thing I pretty much buy is tape.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a ripoff.
Because you use a lot of it.
Yeah, no, and it's expensive. It's like $6-7 a roll for okay tape, and then the good tape, is close to 10. Yeah, no, it's pricey.
That is expensive.
Yeah, you use a lot of it.
So you guys gotta buy it bulk.
Yeah.
To get more efficient.
Yeah, you just got to keep buying. You're always running out of tape. That's one of the last things you're going to think is going to be a big expense. But tape and masking, that's a big expense. That's where most of it goes.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sweet. So how are you? It sounds like you guys were already needing to hire before Derek passed away. Like you guys were already getting to that point, and now like the need's even there more.
Oh yeah. It's really picking up and getting busy. Because while he wasn't doing too well, I was automating things. I was really doing that. I had to build the website, make it better. Start using simple systems like Honeybooks and stuff like that. And yeah.
Did Marcus put you on the Honeybooks?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, no, it saves a lot of time.
It's amazing, yeah.
It does, and I'm still figuring out how to do little things with it. I've got it for the most part, but started doing that business, started picking up. I'm getting better. Okay. I'm getting better at estimating. Now I've got customers, and now they're referring me to people, or they're just having me do more work. Experienced enough now to work for other contractors and insurance companies. So yeah, it's been picking up, and
yeah. Now it's just managing those processes and systems so that you can grow that. So
yeah,
that's pretty crazy because for my industry, the leads just don't flow in. Well, they are now after 2 years of doing the work, but
yeah.
But it's like there's a lot less people who need video than need their house painted.
Yeah, that's why we chose painting. There's a huge need. Yeah, so we just find little things that needed that had a huge need, and we just fill that need, and we've done that with a lot of things. This isn't our first thing together. Yeah.
What are some other businesses
we just see other things and just do it. Derek, he's big into day trading and stuff.
Okay.
Like yeah, he did a lot of that. I'd trade a little bit too, so I learned a lot from him. Yeah, we've done everything. Houses, just renovating them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the type of businesses that have you started the business before?
Not like this.
Okay.
Like, Derek was somebody that I really trusted. We could do a lot of stuff, just work out the deal. Didn't have to do all the paperwork and stuff. And they'd need a house fixed up from bad renters. We just do that. That's a really started the painting thing too. Was okay. We can do this pretty fast. Let's just do that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have been outside of losing your partner? What have been some of the biggest challenges that you faced with growing this business?
I guess it's just getting the work done. That's it, and then finding employees. Those are the biggest problems, because they actually have to be skilled, or else you're spending, a ton of money training them up.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially, and it's hard to find them because, back in the day when I was like, 20, those were the kind of people you'd hire to do this stuff because they actually could do it. It was kind of normal. You can't really have people that are like 20 do this work now. They haven't even mowed a lawn before.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, wow.
It's so true. It is so hard, and they're going to expect, like $1 million a year to do this. Like, you couldn't pay them to do this kind of stuff.
Interesting.
They're just not conditioned to do this. If I got somebody younger, it'd be more to do computer stuff.
Okay.
But no, I can't have them do this.
So you need to hire them to make the robot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a good idea. I'm probably going to look into that a little bit.
Well, yeah, because if you think, I love thinking about like automating like things that seem unautomatable. Like you're saying like the tape, like maybe there's like just to program a robot. It's a lot harder. It's easier to explain it than it is to actually do it. But to program a robot to do these complex things, the skilled jobs are going to be some of the last ones that are outsourced. But they are going to go there eventually, just because, like, there's so much things that are so autonomous that, like, just are right with our current technology, just nearly impossible to make a robot do accurately. The technology's not there, but it's catching up. Like, it's a lot. Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's because doing gutters, there's so many things that you think couldn't be automated, but I was like, a robot actually might be able to do it better.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. The robot always does it better.
Yeah, because I was just thinking.
There's no error.
Yeah, my mother has to roll out 40 feet of gutter. That shit is flimsy, and if you flip it, if it folds, you just wasted 40 feet of metal, of aluminum. That's like you just wasted hundreds of dollars. If the balance is just a little off. Then I was just thinking, actually, a robot might be able to balance it even better.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Like if you're able to fine tune it and get it right, though, that's the thing, though. But once you do that once, you could replicate that.
Yeah, no, you just got to do it once. There's certain things I'm sure you can automate now that just make it faster, like having all the equipment just delivered to the location for you. They're just little things like that. Not
bunch
having
of processes.
to go. Just not having to go to the hardware store. Like, you end up living at that place, especially at first, because you estimate the materials you need. You're wrong. You're always short a little bit, especially at first you're trying to be cheap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to spend as little as possible, and you're not estimating right. I did that a lot at first, and I still do it. I'll run out of paint. It's just the certain texture of a wall, some of it eats up more than others, and just slowly been learning that.
Yeah, those small little details. That's the good thing. So the person who programs a robot needs to have a person there that knows all those small details. Yeah,
you'd probably have to like track it and put it in like a little system. You got to load it up with data over time, and I do that. I track everything. I do. I track everything, and that's how I'm getting better at stuff.
Yeah. Well, you're in the business. It grows on itself, and like it's like a little seed at first, and it's like you get a branch over here. That branch just expands more, and yeah. Yeah. I use that analogy a lot when I first started Vehement Visuals. It's like it's like about a year ago. I was like, it's probably about like a foot tall. My tree is, but now it's like it's a good 10-foot tall tree. Oh yeah, no, you're
definitely growing. Like now I've seen a lot, like even the intro. You're like getting way better at the intro. I'm seeing some of these commercials you're doing for Brian, his axes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
They're awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I think once I get going a little further, I want to do some funny ads.
Yeah.
I want to make fun of today's rappers. Little this, little that. Maybe I'll have little painty. It'll be like I'll just make fun of all these new like mumble rappers.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing that I was listening to Gary Vee talk about this the other day, and it's something I heard him say a while ago too. But he was talking about like those unique things about you are actually what's going to bring you more business. Like you make a post about his example, you make a post about Zelda. Next thing you know, like you're in like a room with a bunch of other weirdos dressed as Zelda.
Yeah.
And you just closed your biggest deal, like you like it's crazy how that breeds the connection with people, So a lot of people who like to make fun of mumble rappers will be on board with you.
Yeah. I used to listen to like Andy Frisella. Like I used to listen to some of his podcasts, and he says the same thing. It's something. He had like a scar on his face, and he hated it. But people started knowing him for, hey, that guy with the scar on his face. It gave him something for them to identify him by, and that's what made him more more popular at first.
Okay,
I just remember he said the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's cool. So yeah, I would definitely love to do some video production for Colorado paint professionals as well.
Yeah, no, I've got a ton of creative ideas, and I'm just going to keep it funny. I know I'm not as humorous today as usual, but no, I'm ready to get that rolling here in, a couple months probably, once I get everything more caught up.
Yeah.
Get better at what I'm doing, start finding some more help. And
yeah, that's the thing is you can get stuck on that treadmill of I'll do something as soon as I get the time for it. As soon as we get some things, but then things just start stacking. It's like that's the need to hire, like by the end of this month, December 3rd, I'm hoping to have my first part-time employee, part-time editor, and then by January 3rd, 2022, I'm hoping to have a full-time person, and then by the end of Q1 of 2022, I'm hoping to have all of my editing, outsourced, and I oversee and I make sure it is what I want and what my clients want. But I have those people, but I just have to figure that out. And I'm setting those goals intentionally, and I'm building towards that because I know that's the biggest thing that I need to do. Just never going to get to do anything else or be too burnt out to do things.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happens, and you have to be able to fund going through a couple of them, because it's going to be very rare you're going to get it right the first time. The first person's going to want to do that, because when somebody's really talented, they just do things for themselves.
Well, that's what stopped me before, is because of that. It's like I've tried to hire some people, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Just because of that, those exact reasons that you described.
Yeah, like a good way. I know Marcus does this a lot. Go interns. Mm-hmm. People that are doing that in their field. Yeah. Find some interns to do that. It's it's a little different with painting because nobody's interning to paint stuff. Mm-hmm. They don't have I paint things interns.
Interesting. You're
I'd have to go to like kindergarten class to find me a painting intern.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, he shows up with his finger.
Yeah, his finger painting sailboats on all the houses.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like, it definitely is harder to find an intern for that. But when I say I tried, like, I haven't really tried. That's like I've done it a couple times, but I haven't really actually tried to seek someone who I think could be a part of the Behemoth Visuals team, and consistently build on that. Like. It may start out as being, like how you labeled a helper, when I need them, maybe. That's why I say part-time, One of the reasons that's held me back from wanting to hire is because I just haven't had enough workload, and, I want to make sure that I have enough workload for someone before I hire. But, I mean, it's kind of one of those, catch-22s. It's like I haven't had enough workload because I haven't hired someone, so...
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. But now I feel like I do have enough workload, so it's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's just
no, that workloads is going to increase exponentially. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm already seeing it. It hasn't even been very long, and it's just exponential. I'm not posting ads anymore.
Yeah,
that's crazy, and I can barely keep up with it.
That's amazing. Cool. That's actually kind of one of the, I was having doubts about. A few weeks ago, I was having doubts about, like, do I want to get in an industry that it's not so hard to get leads? But it's not even that hard to get leads, honestly. But it's just, it's a matter of generating and, I don't know. I was just in a weird spot where I was, and I was like, I want to get in an industry that's kind of more built demand, kind of. But I don't know.
You got to do what you love to do, though.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be doing it all the time. I like doing this. I like painting. I like not having to look great. And I just do there, and I zone out, and I paint things. I like making things perfect. I like doing things better than everybody else does them. And
so do you want to get to a point where you're not doing the painting, though?
I don't think I'll ever get to that point. I think I'm always going to keep painting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think no, there's no way.
It's
maybe do it less.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm going to keep doing it. I think it's really important to be hands-on, especially nowadays. If you want that quality, because that's what I preach. I preach quality. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be the cheapest I'm not going to be the cheapest one.
Yeah, that's good.
Ever, because I know what the cheapest one looks like.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty bad, and they end up spending more money. And I used to get calls all the time. People wanted me to fix what a previous painter did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't touch it. I don't want my name on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't want people seeing my trunk in front of this like poorly painted house, because you're putting in twice as much work and their budget's gone. Like they spend it already on, bad paint on a bad paint job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's then they're then they become a pain in the ass client.
Yeah, no, and then I get these other ones. They want me to Mickey Mouse things. They're like, no, I'm just trying to get on the market, get it done real quick. And what I know they're gonna do is if I do Mickey Mouse like they said, they're gonna want it to be a better job. I'm gonna end up needing to give them the same product anyways
Mm-hmm.
that I would, and so I don't do that.
Okay.
I say, hey, this is what I do. I do things right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the price.
Yeah.
And it's worth it, and it's not going to get any cheaper than that.
Mm-hmm.
If they can even find somebody to do the work,
Mm-hmm.
they're having trouble finding people.
Yeah. Obviously, there's the demand there because of some kind of.
Yeah, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of these homeowners that take on this job, they don't realize how much actually goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And how long it actually does take, and they realize real quick they don't have time for it.
Oh yeah.
Because at first I'd do more of just regular homeowners. They'd have all the paint. There'd be like a half painted wall or something.
Okay.
And then you'd go finish it all.
Okay. Yeah. So where do you want to take the business then? How big do you want to grow? Do you want to just be relatively a small business, or what's your vision on that?
I think it's just going to depend on where things go.
Mm-hmm. You're 45. What do you want it to look like?
Yeah.
I know you're not 45 now. I'm saying, imagine you're 45.
Oh, I'm going to be doing less work.
Okay.
Definitely. I think I'll just keep working with insurance companies. I think I found a good niche. Insurance companies, contractors, individual homeowners don't really want to mess with the builders with the track homes, because it's do it as fast as possible, as cheap as possible. And I just don't want to play that game, because there's better options out there. And my background is sales and
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I used to be like a dirty car salesman. Everybody hated me.
Okay.
Yeah, they just look at you. It's great because now when I go meet with clients, they're actually happy to see me. They're not like, oh yeah, there's this bozo.
Yeah, he's trying to con me out of money.
Yeah. It's weird because when I did sell cars, like in Lexington, Kentucky,
Is that what you were doing out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was good at it. I worked at a really good place. It's like
How many cars were you doing a year?
A year, I don't know, but per month, I'd say it depends on the season, but at least like around 15 average.
Okay.
I did pretty decent. Worked at a good spot. I love that dealership. Glenn's Freedom.
Glenn's Freedom. All right.
Yeah, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. It was great working there. I had some like health things, and just couldn't really do that anymore. So, but all that stuff's better now.
Yeah.
But, I loved working there.
Okay.
It was fun, and I learned about it. They had the best sales process. It was like efficient. It was what customers wanted, and that's when I implement the same sales process in what I do now.
Mm-hmm. What does that sales process look like? If you're good at it, then you most likely know every little detail of it.
You listen. You just listen. They tell you what you want. You say, yeah, I'll do that. Done. Okay. That's it. Send them the paperwork. You need to be as fast as possible. So that's why I've made it so efficient. I mean, I'm giving that contract, that e-contract, I'm giving that bid right there on the spot.
Yeah, you don't wait to send a proposal. You don't.
No,
that's typically right one thing that I've learned about sales. I mean, you can. I mean, there's obviously two different scenarios. Multiple scenarios, but there's different types of scenarios for different things where proposals might make more sense to send afterwards. But if you can wrap up that proposal in the same sales call or sales encounter, then it's much more efficient because, people may change their minds, or people may start second guessing things, and it's like then you have to restart the sales process again, get them back into the zone of where they were when they wanted to make that decision. And I'm not saying that happens, but
it happens all the time.
It can happen.
No, that happens all the time, and you got to know the right questions to ask. You got to know what their buying motives are. You have to just got to know about them, what they're paying. Have they talked to anybody else? Why were you the first person they came to?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I'll see I'm the first person they came to just because of where I'm posting the ads, and they go to my website. I get calls from other cities, and they're like, hey, I know we're out of your area, but I can't find any competent painters here, and I could tell by your website that you're competent.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because I talk about, you know, the preparation I use and doing it right the first time. You know, and because it is the only way to do business, because if you're going back, you're out of profits. You can't keep going back and forth. You need to do it right the first time and never come to that location again.
For sure.
Unless it's for another contract.
So you think your web has been a very pivotal, powerful thing, because they find you on the ad and then they check you out. And having your website set up is their first impression and maybe their last impression. If they don't like it.
Right when you scroll to the website, you know, a brief thing about, you know, what we are, who we serve, and then first thing is quality. That's the next thing. You start scrolling, boom, quality.
And then comedy. No,
and my face is right there. You know, you got to have your face on there.
So faces are important,
so they know who they're talking to. And I talk about the preparation, which is the most important part. You don't prep right, it looks like crap. Like it does not look good if you don't prep right.
Okay. Yeah. What does prep look like?
Prep, you've got to sand down everything. You know, if I'm doing trim, you know, I can't tell you how many times they're not covering up the holes that the nail gun made. So they'll have little holes in it. So like you always got to putty those holes. You got to sand it. Got to do things like that. You've got to properly prime it and then put 2 coats on.
Okay.
You know, bare minimum, you've got to use the right paints. With walls, you got to patch all the holes. You'll have, you know, spots where everything's worn off of it, you know, or like the homeowner tried to patch it but didn't know what they were doing. You've got to sand that down and retexture it. You know, things like that. On exteriors, I'll see where paint chipped off. You know, they waited too long to paint their house, which is like everybody, especially here in Colorado with that sun. Like, I mean, they need them often. And if you don't prep that right, you know, a paint job that'll last, you know, 10, 15 years only lasts like 5. So I've got to sand those down, take off the dead paint. I've got to use peel bonders, things like that to keep it from peeling any further before I even put the paint on. You know, it's got to be a nice, clean surface. Yeah, no, you've got to have a nice surface because people can see what's under that paint. You know, it makes a nice little shape for you. So, yeah.
For sure. So it sounds like business is doing well.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, you know, you got enough business coming. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah, it's that, and then it's balancing out, you know, risks and when you get paid on those jobs. You know, because when you're using other systems, it can take 3 to 4 days from completion and invoicing and payment before those funds are in your account. You need to fund the next project already. And, you know, or if you're doing like bigger insurance contractors, you know, it's 0 net 30. So you're putting up, you know, $5,000, you know, and you've got to complete that job, turn in the invoice, and then wait 30 days before that payment arrives.
That's what the net 30 means for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah. So, you know, I just did one of those with this contractor. It's a pretty big project, you know, so I had to roll, you know, pretty much everything into that project.
I hate net 30s. I don't like doing them.
Yeah, but you know, that's why it pays more. And, you know, once you get over that first month or two, and you've got those reserve funds, it's totally worth it. It's just smooth because it's consistent business. I don't have to go down there and bid. They're sending me all the information, you know, and you know about what they're going to pay because they use these systems like estimators. So you know it's going to be the same across the board, and it's really good. You know, it's good. It's profitable. It's takes less time overall. But no, I just got overdoing that big push. Like I just kept getting more business in, and keep rolling the profits into bigger and bigger projects.
Okay.
You know, I rolled it into this project, and then I'm like, okay, that's $5,000. I got all these bills coming up. I need to do these smaller projects in between.
Okay.
You know, that I can roll out pretty quick, and that's why I've been doing these 20-hour days and 7 days a week was just to get over this last hurdle. You know, because the big opportunities, they come at the worst times. You know, so I got all my big opportunities at the worst time. You know.
Yeah.
You know, my business partner, he passed away. He's a really good Like I got two best friends in this world, you know. I got Marcus crunched up in the chair over there like this, you know, and then I had Derek, you know, and those were the two people I'm like really close to. So it's pretty rough, and then dealing with that, and you know, I guess it deals with my problems by like getting into my work, you know. So I think that's what I've been doing to push through it. And you know, he bet on me. This is probably one of his last bets. You know, I'm gonna make sure it's a good one.
Good, yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, sweet, man. Yeah, that's rough. And I know you've been able to just. I know it's been rough on you, but you've been and it's you still got to do work. You still got to keep the business going. That's the thing about running the business is you can't just call a sick day.
No, and that was one of the last things he wanted me to do. Like he's sitting there in the hospital, and it's just like keep this business rolling, you know. And there's like there's nobody to ask those questions to. You know, I used to consult things with him. You know, hey, do you think this is smart? This is smart because his strong points are different than mine. You know, he's used to having people pinging on him all the time. You know,
what's that?
They're just getting on him all the time.
Okay.
You know, do this, do that, do this. You gotta pay this, pay that.
You know, he needed that. Like that was a good thing.
That's what he was really good at. Yeah, he was good at having everybody on him all the time and just making it work. And you know, sometimes biting off more than he could chew, and still making it work somehow. You know, he always delivered. Not necessarily always when he said he would, just because you bite off more than you can chew, but that's how you become great. That's what everybody does. You have to. At one point, you know, I bit off more than I could chew, I guess a month ago, you know, but I made it work with very minimal, you know, setbacks.
I think that's important, the kind of diving in the deep end, biting off more than you can chew. I think that forces you to figure things out.
Oh yeah, no,
that
no,
you wouldn't have.
You definitely
just been
level
lazy
up
if you didn't do that. You know what I mean? I mean, not you, but that's how I am.
Yeah, no, you have to. That's how you level up. You
That
know,
is, yeah.
You're gonna be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. You know, I've gotten there. I didn't know what I was doing with a lot of stuff. So then, it takes longer because I'm learning how to do things exactly perfect.
That's why I love my first clients, because they took that risk, because I didn't know what I was doing in a lot of things. And so for them to take that risk was very, very awesome. Either I'm a really good salesman or they're a really good person, or a little bit of both.
Well, I mean, no, you're good. You're good at what you do. And then people see that. And then, you know, of course, you charge a little less when you're brand new at things. And, you know, one of the things I'll do is with my first customers, I'm going to honor the low price and with them forever, you know, because without them, like,
grandfathered them in.
Yeah. You've got to let them benefit as well. You know, they helped you out, you're going to help them out. You know, they took a bet on you.
For sure, exactly. Do you think having professionals in your name helps with the leads?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the reason I chose that name was Google.
Okay, SEO.
Yeah, which is that's exactly why. What are they going to paint? And then Colorado Paint Pros was already taken. I mean, it's a big company. They serve the Western Slope mostly, you know. But I'm like really, really close to that name. Yeah. But it wasn't
really
taken.
Close, yeah.
It was cheap. I didn't have to buy it. That's what it was all about. And I wanted to make it all about Colorado. So when you look at that logo, you know, it's the Colorado symbol, you know, but with a paint splatter in the middle of it. You know, the yellow circle's just a paint splatter. Yeah, I just kept it simple.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, what are people going to Google?
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, yeah, paint professionals, pros, this, that.
Yeah. Well, also, it's, you know, someone who's looking for professionals is going to be looking for higher, like, they're not going to try to, they don't want to deal with someone who's, you know, not a professional. You know, by that I mean, like, you know, some small guy, you know, like, that's just...
Yeah. Jimmy and the Boys.
Jimmy and the Boys, yeah.
Yeah, I've got an ad about that, about Jimmy and the Boys.
Oh,
These little, like, alien creatures, and then, like, spilling painting the dog.
Exactly.
You know, painting everything but what they're supposed to. And there's a lot of Jimmy and the Boys out there.
We got to write that down as one of the videos we do, Jimmy and the Boys.
Yeah,
we got to hire Jimmy and the Boys.
Yeah, I got, like, a little Facebook ad I did. I haven't even dived into Facebook really yet.
Yeah, you haven't needed to, which is cool.
Yeah, no, I've just been, I kind of, like, create these in my free time. It's fun. You know, I use Canva, I create some stuff, and Yeah, I have them all ready to roll out, but I haven't spent any ad money with Facebook. I haven't really tried to push it that far.
Yeah.
Just haven't
You haven't
had
needed
to.
to. It would be a waste of money because you already have more work than you can handle.
Yeah. It would be a waste of money.
Yeah.
So I'll
If
get there when I
anything,
get
you should
there.
do a Facebook ad looking for help.
Yeah, no, but I'm doing it just to build the habits. You post X amount of times.
Yes,
It's just
it's good to
habits,
have,
and
yeah.
now I'm kind of looking at the analytics of everything and seeing how it works and what doesn't on a very small scale.
Yeah.
It takes up very little time. So, when it comes time,
Yeah.
I'm skipping all these lessons when it counts.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like playing with all that stuff, even like with the ads.
yeah,
and-
it's interesting. Mark is really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just ask him for stuff and
Okay.
kind of watched him, and now I know how to use all this.
Nice.
I had no idea how to use any of this stuff. Even, gosh, I guess 45 days ago.
Oh wow.
Because we got too busy right away. Like I thought we'd have time to do this stuff when it was, Derek and I, and it was. It really got rolling. I didn't even have time to set up the infrastructure, and now I've been setting that up because it's a necessity. Because now I'm by myself, so I had to set it up and do all of it at the same time, with all the not knowing what I was doing necessarily with everything, and just tweaking it. But yeah, no, I'll get a good even by myself, I can handle a good like 3 houses by myself.
Okay.
Like a week, I can do that.
Okay. Yeah. I could probably do more than what I do handle. I think if I worked, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do work crazy hours.
Oh no,
and work hard.
I know you do. Yeah, you're always working.
But I always feel like I could spend more time editing. But I just need to hire that out.
Yeah.
Because it burns me out. It really does. I got a lot of editing to do today. I actually need to call a client and tell them something. I need to be like, I know you called yesterday, and I said I'd do it tomorrow, but I already have all this other shit I need to do.
Yeah. No,
I shouldn't have said
it's
tomorrow.
hard.
I don't know why I said tomorrow.
No, I do that too because the importance of time. Like you've got to do it, and you've got to do it fast. Or else what's the point? They're asking you for help because they need it done, and they're on a time crunch. That's why they're paying for the help. If they had all the time in the world, they'd do it themselves.
For sure.
No, I do that too. And you also realize you can get anything done you want. You can always move something around, and there's always a way to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. You can fix things.
like it takes 4 to 5 things need to go wrong for me not to deliver on schedule, and the odds of that are pretty slim. But last week that happened. And it was the first time ever I didn't meet a deadline. And it got really confusing, and it got bad.
For sure.
But luckily, they all understood. I was just straightforward with them. They all understand, and they're going to be my clients probably long term. One of them he just gave me more work.
Nice.
Because I still deliver. I was a little late. I was straightforward. That was the one where the system automatically pulled from. I didn't even know how that stuff worked. Like I just thought it automatically invoiced on that date.
Yeah.
But it has automatic payments. I didn't even know that
That's
was
funny.
an option.
Was it Honeybooks?
Yeah.
That happened. Exact same thing happened.
Yeah, no, well, luckily he was cool about it. I explained it, and, I remember he had texted me like 5 a.m. I'd gotten up, and I saw that, and he was panicked, and, I took care of it around
For sure.
6 a.m. I took care of all of that, and, made sure I refunded it.
The crap thing about the way money works right now is that it has to go through 2 to 3 days, one to this day, and all this crap. And, if we just had Bitcoin systems, it would be instant transfers.
Bitcoin, it would be a little slower.
Slower, yeah.
Yeah, because they got to do all that stuff.
Well, yeah, we use Doge for that.
I'd say like that, or XLM's really fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty much immediate, low fees too. XLM's more for that buy coffee stuff.
Yeah, it's just obnoxious because with things that when my client, that money got pulled out, I had to refund them, and then who knows when they're going to get the money back. That thankfully it was a client who had money.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big hit for them for that to be missing. But I know if $700 was missing out of my bank account, it would affect me.
Yeah.
Pretty badly. Not badly, but I'm doing okay right now. But a month ago, it would have fucked me.
Yeah. No, it totally would have. Yeah, I was scared when that happened. I was like, man, he's not going to trust me because he pulled me off Craigslist. You're getting Jimmy into boys on Craigslist sometimes.
Yeah.
You are, and you can't trust him. It could be dirty. I require a deposit. I always do. It shows me commitment before I put them on the schedule. You know, so I have them put 20% down. You know, and it doesn't necessarily pay for the materials all the time. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is to put them on a schedule and to get that commitment. So I'll send them the e-contract, a way to pay. They'll put that 20% down. I already have it scheduled when the remaining 80%, which is when I'm going to have the project done, you know, comes out. So
because you have materials, I'm surprised you don't require a higher deposit.
Yeah, it's
I require a higher deposit. And
Yeah.
I don't. Sometimes I have to rent gear, but
yeah,
then that's okay. But I require a 50% deposit. And,
yeah.
So I'm just surprised that you don't, because you have to pay for materials too.
Yeah, well, the weird thing about painting, it's not like other things. Like if you're building a deck and stuff, you know, general rule of thumb is, you know, the material cost is a third of the total price. You know, with painting, it's more labor-based and time-based. And, you know, paint is relatively cheap.
Compared to lumber.
Yeah, compared to everything. You know, I mean, out of all the trades, it's probably the least expensive in materials, but it's more of just time. They're paying for the labor.
My materials are digital.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool. No, and it's more convenient too, because you don't always have to be present in that location. There's a lot of time with being present, you know, and rising gas costs and you know, you need big vehicles to lug this equipment and ladders.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I didn't know that at first, by the way. I was trying to start, you know, I'm a cheapo.
Okay.
You know, I'm like Captain Cheap, and you know, my whole idea was, no, I'll just put racks on my car and, you know, stick the ladders on my Nissan.
On the car.
Yeah, on the car, right? And you know, Derek just is.
We threw the ladders on the box truck, but it was a box truck.
Yeah.
And we strapped them down, you know.
Yeah, no, that's how you do it. And Derek's like, no, that's stupid. You know, he's like, go get a van. And showed me this really nice van. It's an old CenturyLink van.
You got it on the way up to the People's Tiny House Festival, didn't you?
Yeah. That's yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out People's Tiny House Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. I remember you talking about that. You're like, I just got this sweet van.
Yeah.
With your little puppy. What's her name?
Oh, Balto.
Balto, yeah.
Yeah, little Balto.
Yeah, we got a cool picture. We got
to put ads too. Yeah, she needs to.
Yeah.
You know, I put her in her Superman clothes, you know, and super savings like fly across the screen. Yeah, I'll probably do commercials with her just holding her like it's like normal to hold a little tiny like fluff ball, you know, like that's just normal stuff, you know.
We should do like a very like professional type corporate video, but you're holding your puppy the whole time.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of going after more of the car dealership thing, you know, when they're like, you know, hi, I'm like Bob Pankus or whatever, and then but I want to do my rap video first, where I'm making fun of rappers, you know, got Lil Pinky. Yeah, he does his rap music video, and then, you know, I say something along the lines of, hey, I'm Ryan Pope, owner operator of this, you know, I may not be the best rapper, but when it comes to painting your home or office, you know, I'm your guy, you know, but making it really, really over the top corny, like that's, and I want that going everywhere.
We could just clip this right here, and you won't even have to make it. You know?
Yeah, no, I just want to make fun of everything. You know, everybody's too sensitive these days. Everybody's getting canceled for this and that. People don't know if they're boys or girls. Like, give me a break. You know, like let's make fun of this shit. Like, yeah. They're just giving me a gold mine of shit to make fun of. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make fun of it. You know, people are gonna remember me.
Yeah.
You know, for making fun of stuff. Okay. They're like, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, but I can't say it.
Yeah, you know? But this painter guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. All I do is paint stuff.
You know,
it's not that serious.
I mean, and it's like, you know, there's enough work out there too. So if like a portion of people cancel you, the other portion. Will be
well, what's funny is what I noticed is
you don't even need Facebook if you get canceled on Facebook.
Yeah. Most of the people I do this work for, they have money.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't even had to go down the I can finance route. Like everybody is cash. You know, what I notice is these people with the cash have the same, you know, beliefs. They see the same thing. That's why they're successful.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't sit there making excuses for themselves, like pondering, you know, if they're a cat or a dog. Yeah. You know, they're like, no, I'm a person.
Yeah.
You know? Like they actually knew that.
Yeah.
You know, they're usually straight to the point, and they're the ones with the money. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's how you get there. No excuses. Straight to the point. Can you deliver or not? That's all anything comes down to. That and mitigating risk.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
It.
Well, and being a person too, I think, is important.
Yeah, no, you have to be genuine.
Yeah,
you know, you do. People can sniff that out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing with selling cars. Like, yeah, there's a process, this and that. Everybody thinks they're these like slime balls, which some are. Some are slime balls.
And it's also like a stereotype
Yeah.
joke, like cruel joke too, kind of in a way.
Yeah, but it's not the same anymore. They don't have spreads. You can't just rip people's heads off anymore. The lenders aren't down
People
with
can
it.
walk to the dealership and they can pull out their phones and see if you're lying or not about
yeah.
a price. They used to not be able to do that. You could tell them this car costs whatever, and that's probably like where a lot of the sleaziness came from. But now, Blue Books and everything has really just kind of forced salesmen to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Not saying they weren't already, but
no, they weren't.
yeah, they were.
No, I always wish I sold cars in the '80s. I wish I was around back then because it looked like a good time.
Yeah,
it really did. Like now, it's you got to do the right thing, but everybody's offering the same product pretty much, just like I am. I'm offering painting. It's a little easier because there's not a lot of competition out there. Not a lot of people have their heads on straight that paint stuff. They're usually like drunks. There's a lot of drunks. Just the fact that I don't do that or smoke meth like puts me on the top of the list. They're like, oh, I like this guy. He speaks English and he doesn't smoke crack.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, I'm very impressed with him.
Is that on your list? You sand the trim and you don't smoke crack.
Yeah, I should do an ad about that, like crack-free work environment.
Yeah, crack-free work environment.
Yeah, I make sure nobody smokes crack.
Yeah.
It's true. That's really what's out there. Getting back to the 20% deposit thing is I do that because it makes them feel safer. It's a lot easier commitment to grab than 50%.
For sure.
Because a lot of these guys are getting me off Craigslist and they're like, is this guy just going to run with my money?
Yeah, for sure. And that happens.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time.
Especially in the contracting world.
Yeah, no, and I noticed that with this guy, he wasn't sure if I was doing that. When that automatically withdrew, that's why I got on it right away. Let him know, got his project done, right away when I had rescheduled and said I would, and sent him all the pictures and stuff. So we're good to go on that. He's giving me more work. I took care of that. So and I like the guy too. We got along really well at first. He's a chef over in Vail, so he's dealing with, people that have higher expectations and he needs to deliver on those too.
Yeah. So he understands.
Yeah. So you got to make sure you deliver on those. And he's a cool guy, funny guy. I really liked him right off the bat, so I'm really glad to do more work for him.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like the mindset of someone who goes to Craigslist, to hire someone. Craigslist does have that, secondhand kind of feel. So it's like, the reason why I bring this up is like, because I want to know what brings someone to go to Craigslist to look for painting.
They couldn't find it anywhere else, and that's one reason. The second reason
or is it just the first thing that people think of?
No, definitely not. No, because maybe the older generation, which is a great market, but it's more the price. They're looking for somebody to do it cheap, and my job as a salesperson.
But you don't do it cheap though.
No, I need to tell them why they have to pay more.
I see. Your job as the salesman is you
because
catch those people.
It is the right decision because they're going to pay more long term if they don't do it correctly.
Do you qualify leads?
Or they're going to get every time. Oh, of course, right away. Right away, and they're qualifying me. That's what you do with every interaction. Is I guess in a way you're qualifying. I know they're teaching people not to do that anymore. They're calling it prejudice, judgmental. That. No, it's called
not
common
in sales
sense.
Books.
Yeah, no, it's called common sense.
Yeah.
It's called protecting yourself. It's a survival instinct.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do. You absolutely have to, or you're going to be wasting all your time.
And like you said, you don't want on something that's gonna, or someone, you don't want someone to, you want to qualify your customers too, because if you qualify them, you could weed out some people who are potentially just gonna like give you hell and then give you a 1-star review. Just
it's true, and I know those people. So I'll run into them, and I just won't take that work.
Yeah,
because I know they're gonna want something for nothing. And then I know if I give them that something for nothing, they're gonna go on the Google and write it. Yeah, I know those people. I know them right away, and I just don't help them because it's not worth it. I learned that selling cars.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this person's going to give me a bad review, and, I'd let a new guy take them. I'd be like, hey, dude, hey, new guy, like, dude, check this out. Yeah, go get that person. And I used to qualify him because I would know I would know how much they owed on their vehicle, and I would know if I could balance that negative equity out, or if they're going to need to put down a down payment. I would know that in the first 2 seconds of the interaction. I know that at hello. You know, and that was one of the things I learned at that dealership, was how to do that properly. You know, and I would know who to give to the new guy that didn't know better.
Yeah.
You know, because you still, at the end of the day, you still never want the customer to feel like they weren't important. You know, so you have to hold the dealership up. So that's what I would do. They'd still get helped, but just not by me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I like results. I like doing well. You know, I don't like wasting my time. You know, some people, if I like them personally, I have nothing else to do and stuff, and I'm actually helping them out, and I know, like, I'm the only one equipped to do that. Like, yeah, I'll just do that for personal reasons. Or I just enjoy chopping it up with them. You know, this one, he started a painting business. I sold a truck to this guy 3 years ago, and he started a painting business with that truck, and I remember we were just chopping it up at first, and I wasn't even trying to sell him a car that day, really. You know, I knew it wasn't that day decision talking to him. I just enjoyed talking to him. Nothing else was going on. And, you know, it took about 2 weeks, but he pulled the trigger on it, you know, and I was definitely encouraging, you know, but that's what he started, as a painting business. I just knew, like, he could do it. I knew he could. I knew he probably should do it. And here we are 3 years later. It's successful, and he's out there saying the same stuff I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I never thought I'd get into painting either. You know, probably one of the last things. You know, there's construction work in this generation, there's like a weird stigma to it. You know, like dumb. You know, like you're dumb, you don't know how to do stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the opposite, because nobody knows how to do this stuff anymore. So what happens? The price goes up.
And
There's
you can make a lot of money.
There's so much money.
In HVAC, you know, plumbing,
it's unbelievable.
roofing. All of it, yeah.
The money is unbelievable. I can't think of anything else to do that other than, you know, having a lot of capital and placing, you know, good bets all the time. You know, just trading. You know, that's the only other way I can think of it. But no, I'm shocked at the amount of money this generates, and I mean, still giving good deals. You know, it's more just managing the time, and that's all I'm improving, is the time, because my pricing is dead on. Like, I've hit that sweet spot. Like, I know where to price things now and get it done correctly. And now I'm increasing those profits by becoming more efficient.
Nice. Well, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a good episode, man. I think we'll start. Oh, an hour long, huh?
Well, we were at an hour already.
Yeah. Do you mind if we dedicate this episode to Derek?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm dedicating this whole business to Derek, you know, and his family.
Okay.
And I'm really close with his family and stuff. So. Yeah, and if they want to get involved with this, I'd be more than happy for them to be involved.
In the company?
Yeah. I mean, I've learned a lot from all of them, you know, and his dad, you know, it's crazy, you know, because I've tried and failed so many businesses, and Derek would always remind me, you know, hey, my dad was, you know, mid-30s before he got a good one. I mean, he got a really good one, and he's a good guy. He cracks me up.
For sure. Yeah, like, it's crazy how we put these things on our. Like, we have to have this so much. We have to achieve so much stuff by the time we're 30 or whatever. But then you realize, like, most people don't even achieve a lot of things until, like, later.
Yeah, no, it's true. You have to learn the lessons. You're paying your dues, you know. And I know, like, with my family, they've probably seen me, like, try and fail over and over again, to where it's just, you know, I don't even know what they think of me now. You know, from failing so much. You know, but this one I nailed it. It's actually there this time.
Good. And, same with Behemoth Visuals for me as well. Like, I've attempted to try a bunch of other things that just didn't really work out. But, you know, it was just something that I always knew that I was going to be running a business no matter what. So it's like to build on that and to make it actually happen is pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and it's like it's finally, like, it actually worked this time. You know, because
it only worked because you forced it. You did something differently.
Because what always crashes it is, you know, at these key moments, it just becomes impossible. You don't have the financial backing, or your timing was wrong to get that backing, or it's just a really, you know, shitty idea.
Or you just a lot of those got distracted by another idea.
Yeah, no,
that happened to me a lot. Still happens to me every day, actually. But
yeah, no, because I remember the last thing I tried starting was a commercial cleaning company, and you know, it was good. You know, everything looked good, numbers were great, not hard to implement. You know, there was a need for it, but This was after I had lost my, stopped working at the dealerships because I couldn't because of, health things. And so I started this, and I was just driving like Ubers while I was starting, and I was like right there. And then boom, get hit by a drunk driver. Right. Total's the car. There goes my source of, income that was helping me while I was starting the thing. And, it took over a month before I got a car back. So, that sets you back when I was already broke from, losing, not being able to work in the career field I was working in. And then got it rolling again. Right. Pushed through, took a few months, started getting it rolling, about to sign like our first big deal. And then you got the Rona. The Rona hits, and she's like, hey, I can't finish this meeting. You guys got to leave. And, that's what happened. Then I ended up back here in Colorado and started doing things and, got this paint thing rolling now. And this time it actually hit. And it's actually doing really good. Just got over that last little struggle point, before you're there, right there at the finish line. And, of course, as always, like, everything goes wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And you just buckle down. I think what pushes me is, Derek, he started this for me, man. It wasn't even for himself. It was for me.
Yeah. It's a good motivator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be so disrespectful to fail at this or give up. So I'm not going to do any of that.
For sure.
And, I'm going to make it work.
Good, man. Well, it sounds like you're already making it work. So
yeah, just time to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
help more people out, and people are going to be needing jobs soon. So I know that's a short-term problem, not finding people to do the work. But if they won't do it, I'll do it.
Well, I mean, that already existed in construction before COVID. So it was already there.
It's already there. There's a huge need. It's just funny nobody knows how to do the work, or they don't want to do that work.
Well, what needs to happen is we need to indoctrinate the youth.
Yeah, I know, right? They're already doing that. They're just doing it the wrong way, in the wrong direction. They're teaching them to be like weak, and they're teaching them to maybe if I cry about my problems, they'll get fixed. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people when they start complaining. I'm like, hey, you know what would help? And they're like, what? I'm like, if you cry about it a little more, that'll fix it. It fixes everything.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, because I'll catch myself being a little crybaby too, and I got to remind myself,
It fixes it for Marsha.
Yeah.
When she starts crying,
she does. Yeah, no, and I think that's been everybody over the past 20 years. They just cry a little more and things go their way from crying about it. But it's not true. If she didn't have you and she's on her own, crying ain't gonna do nothing.
Oh, she's
cute. She's cute. Maybe bring Balto over here one of these days.
Well, we'll start wrapping this up. Where can people find Colorado paint professionals? On Craigslist.
For reals. Or they can go to my website, www.coloradopaintprofessionals.com.
Okay.
It's got all of our information. They can go ahead and just reach out for me. I prefer phone calls, and if I don't get to the phone right away, which I can't now, there used to be 2 or 3 of us answering the phone. Now it's just me. But I'll definitely be sure to call people back.
Yeah. Call them back.
Always call them back as fast as I can.
Hold on, I got to do this button. And now we're going to end the show.
That's nice.
But so we had a good applause, well received by our audience of Marsha. And then, one button. Now I'm really messing around. All right. Now we're closing out. Yes. Okay. So this has been a good episode, man, and I appreciate you coming on, and we'll have you back on to see where this goes.
All right, definitely. Yeah, maybe do like a 6 month.
Yeah, 6 months, 12 months, somewhere in between. We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right. This has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Boom.